Hey guys, it's Levi Gates, and welcome back to DETALKS with me, Mr. Dylan Von Kleist of RUPES. How you doing, man? Oh man, I'm so excited to have you. Hey, look, we got the iBrid here.
Woohoo!
Which is super fun. I love this little guy.
It's not a toothbrush.
No, it's not, but in a pinch,
It can. Well, yeah,
it can work pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually a very effective toothbrush.
I should show one of these to my dentist. I never thought about that. But this is an awesome little machine. I got mine a couple years ago, right when they became available. The U.S. It was fun, and the first car we used it on was a 55 Oldsmobile.
Okay.
So, which worked out perfect because we had a lot of little curves and things that we needed to
Weird spaces.
to use. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Well, one thing about this when it debuted at SEMA and then it started shipping kind of spring after SEMA was, we kind of had some ideas of what it would do. And the weird thing is the amount of creative uses that have come back, and people are like, "Oh, I can do this now." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even think of that."
Yeah.
Like, guys are using it for spot cleaning and things like that more than we thought they would. We were like, "Oh, polishing and maybe a little bit of sanding and like interior instrument clusters, radio displays." Headlight restoration was kind of like figured that would happen, but doing the other types of plastic restoration, all the painted panels that are on the inside of cars now, the wood grain stuff that's varnished. I mean, dragging a cord and a bigger polisher in there's possible, I guess, and masking everything off. This thing, you get in there and you can get super precise and do some areas around the gear shift that, frankly, you wouldn't be able to do with anything else.
In the shop, we had a 57 Chevy pickup that came in that was all done up and needed to be wet sanded and cut and buffed, and even the dash needed it. And Matt was able to get in with this, and he was in heaven. I got some pictures of him laying on his back on the carpet, literally like
polishing the other
side of the dash.
Areas that no one is ever going to see, but we know they're shiny.
I've never been able to do this before. This is amazing. He was so excited for it. So.
Well, and for anybody who hasn't seen this before, so it kind of, you have the bag next to you there. It comes in this kit. It's fully lined out, and it kind of, it shows up as a complete system. We actually just recently announced that you can buy just the tool itself, minus even the battery.
Wow.
And then most of our distributors carry an assortment of accessories, so if you don't need all the movements or you don't want the bag, it's now possible to piece this together. Start with the bare tool, add a battery or a cord pack or both. Add what you need, none of the stuff that you don't, and kind of piece a kit together. So that's kind of a cool recent development.
Yeah, the great thing is that it is cordless or corded.
Yeah.
But that battery actually lasts
a
long time.
You can get a solid, under load, you get somewhere around 30 minutes of runtime on this, and it only takes 20 minutes to recharge it. And in the kit, we give you 2. So if you do the math, you should never be out of battery if you only
That's a lot of polishing.
Yeah, it's a lot. You shouldn't be using this to do the whole car.
At this size,
I'm going to do my whole Suburban with this one tool.
Yeah.
So in the case you do need, continuous power, it does come with the cord pack, and away you go. You're running, off the grid and running as long as you want. But so that's kind of the main thing that gets everybody excited is, the battery or the corded option, which is pretty unique. I don't know of many other tools that you can swap between 2 different types of power. But the crazier part is that we actually now include 3 different movements in this. So you've got rotary. So you attach this little guy here, this green on-center rotary, with your small backing plate. It's one thing that should be mentioned, actually, before I go any further. The rotary attachment is only recommended for this size plate. We actually purposely built the shroud so that if you try and attach the larger plate,
it won't do it.
It won't allow you to. So something for everybody to know. It's in the manual, but nobody reads the manual, right?
Yeah, that's a problem.
So
you need to read the manuals.
Read the manuals
on all of the RUPES machines. You'll learn so much stuff.
So much more that way. But so you can attach an on-center rotary, which is awesome for doing rotary work. But then we've also got the 2 different eccentric movements. So you've got a 3 millimeter, which is great for doing kind of like spot de-dimming and sanding of scratch marks and things. Or you can attach the 12 millimeter, which makes it now a Bigfoot large orbit tool. You can do polishing and finishing all in one step. It's just a really killer setup. And again, another thing that's worth mentioning now that's been in the market for a while. So we include the wrench that attaches these guys, and there's a reason. Everybody's like, why is the wrench so tiny?
Small.
It's trying not to give you enough leverage. You got to think in scale. This is a very small and precision, delicate tool. You don't want to do the angry gorilla attachment and try and torque it on until it snaps.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to get it secure, but not so tight that you can't take it off. And we have a number of guys who are like, oh man, I broke mine because I was tightening it down. So, guys, think in scale. You don't need to be big and angry. It's a small tool. Affix it pretty much hand tight and you're good to go. So.
Yeah, and I've never had an issue of them coming off or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. And then so also in the kit you get your cleaning brushes. So we actually include a a horsehair brush for doing leather and kind of delicate surfaces, and then we have the nylon brush, which is actually, funny thing is I use this to clean, you wear chucks like I do, and
Yeah.
the white on your chucks is always dirty. This with a little bit of leather cleaner or some APC on that, that's the way to clean your shoes.
Oh,
or
man.
parts of an interior, carpet,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I know how I'm going to clean my shoes this weekend now.
I'm gonna start a business cleaning
Yeah.
shoes with an
Hey.
iBrid Nano.
Be that guy at the mall doing that.
Yeah, but it's an extremely versatile tool. I mean, it solves so many problems. It solves problems that most people didn't know they had. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
It allows you to do things you couldn't do before.
It does, and it fits in just about every situation, and it comes in a long neck and a short neck.
Yeah, we're looking at the long neck here, and the short neck is a little bit shorter. That's actually a good point, because a lot of people do ask, like, well, which one should I get? Because the price point between the two is probably about $30 difference, and you're getting that longer reach. I generally tell people that the long neck is the more versatile of them, because if you want to try and polish the inside of something that's hard to reach, this is going to get further
Yeah.
into that space. The one benefit of the short neck, though, is that you do have the ability to run it one-handed a little bit more easily, because you're not dealing with
More
that long
balanced,
leverage.
yeah.
It's a little bit more balanced. You can keep the pad flat a lot easier. But for detailers, I find our gut is we never want to do things one-handed, because we've been
Right.
conditioned to use big tools. So at least here you've got something to steer with,
Yep.
which is a little bit more comfortable for those of us who've detailed for a long time.
Yeah, and I've done the hood of or roof of a Volvo, a new XC90 that I was polishing a couple little small water spots out of, and it's very easy when you're reaching over on a hood, and you can literally just hold the machine and just let it.
Yeah.
And it's got a ton of power. So for anybody thinking that it doesn't have power because it's small and it's battery operated, this thing's got some
some
force.
torque, yeah, and
some heavy torque behind it.
It's great too, because it feels the same regardless of which way you're operating it. If it's on the cord pack or on the battery,
Yep.
the performance is identical. It doesn't feel like, oh wow, I got the battery
Right,
and
yeah.
it feels weak. If you didn't see what was attached, you wouldn't be able to tell, because the
Exactly.
performance is identical.
Yeah.
And that's thanks to some I've got to give credit to our engineers back in Italy. They do some incredible stuff, and the motor technology and the electronics in this are just incredible.
Yeah.
And it's the part that doesn't get seen, but it's the part that makes it all go.
Yeah. Well, it's been one of my favorites to use in the shop. That's one of those that I need to add to my arsenal here at the Rag Company.
I'm gonna have to hold on to this.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, thanks, brother. Appreciate you coming
Hey.
out and doing this.
Dude, anytime.
If you want to check out any of these products, you want to check out the iBrid, go on RUPES.com. You can check out the product line. You can check out the catalog. Hit them up on Facebook.
Absolutely.
You can find Dylan and all the gang there, and follow Rupes Spa on Facebook. Keep in touch with those guys and see where they're going to be at. And yeah, so if you guys got any more questions or comments, drop them down below in the comments section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and
Absolutely.
stay tuned for more videos right here on the Rag Company YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.